Welcome to Cape Town City Football Club, the latest destination on our Unemployed Journeyman series. And we basically need to go and have a look at the squad, have a look at a tactic, maybe sign some players and get ready for the start of the new season, where we need to qualify for the African Champions League through the league first. And then next season, we'll be looking at actually playing in the Champions League. And here we are, folks. We have been confirmed as the Cape Town City Football Club manager in a move which is sure to spark plenty of heated debate. I have left Club America to join Cape Town City. Hills, who, of course, most famously lifted the UEFA Champions League with Borussia Dortmund, oh, those were the days, in 2035, could be considered quite a coup for a club of Cape Town City's standing. Supporters are excited at the potential of similar successes under their new manager. I will face pressure to bring immediate success to Cape Town Stadium, having stepped up from his previous standing to take sole charge, and will need to hit the ground running if he is to win over those who believe his appointment is a questionable decision. While those of you that believe it's questionable, you're wrong. Travis Graham was considered to be the favourite, don't know who he is, for the job, but it is unclear whether the club favoured Hills all along. America will now be looking for a new manager. We finished 5th place in the South African Premier Soccer League after failing to win any of our previous 6 games. Right, well, the only thing left to do then, folks, is to go and have a look at our squad. So here's our little bit of spiel from the chairperson, Levi Mukawena. We don't have a director of football, so I need to get one of them employed. We found it only in 2016. I mean, in terms of real life, that's 8 years ago. But in terms of game, that's, 22 years ago, something like that. We have no fierce rivals. I mean, that's how new of a club we are. We haven't even built up a fierce rivalry. We're a 3-star reputation team. We're expected to finish 2nd in the league. So that tells you that we do have a very decent squad. We've won 3 South African knockout cups, whatever that is. We've won 4 South African Super 8 cups, 1 South African FA Cup and a solitary South African Premier Soccer League. I don't like that word, soccer. It's not soccer, it's football. Right, current season, I mean, the season's over, but we were 5th in the South African Premiership. The South African Cup, we got knocked out in the 2nd round. The Champions League knocked out in the quarterfinals. The South African Knockout Cup knocked out in the 1st round, and a Super 8. We have a lot of competitions. That's like 5 competitions. I mean, it'll be one less because we've not qualified for the Champions League, I don't believe. So we'll have 4 this season. But that is a lot of competitions, especially if there's multiple rounds. We are the Cape Town City Stadium, 64,100 seater stadium that was built 7 years before we were even founded. Hartley Vale Stadium is where we do our training. We have average training facilities, average youth facilities, good youth recruitment. It's not a bad basis to start at. A wage budget of £93,300, transfer budget of 1.7 million. Finances are okay. If we click next, we get to have a look at, so they play a 4-3-3, which is good because that's what I want to bring in. Our hot prospect is N. Fredericks. Key player is Fakathy. Captain has gone off screen now. Top goal scorer is Miambella. Top earner is Michael Mizet. Yeah, something like that. That's what, yeah, so that's a 4-3-3 that we've used this season with our best 11. So we can have a look at that when we do get into the squad. This is our vision from the board, work within the wage, but strive to make progress on and off the pitch. Yeah, okay. Challenge in a domestic cup competition is what they want us to do this coming season and qualify for the Champions League. So basically finish top 4 in the South African Premier League or Premier Soccer League, whatever it's called. And in 3 seasons' time, they want us to win the South African Premiership next season to challenge for it. So, yeah, okay. The support culture, develop players using the club's youth system. Well, if you have a good youth system, I will, but if you don't, then I won't. Play high-tempo pressing football. Qualify for the African Conference Cup, I think that is, or Confederations Cup, something like that. So they want us to qualify for the Confederations Cup or the Conference Cup. But the board want the Champions League, and we want the Champions League, let's be honest. Right, that will all stay the same as it is. And, yeah, let's go and have a look at the squad. Right, here we are at the squad screen. And we start off, I've filtered them by player position, basically. So we have a couple of goalkeepers. That's always handy to have. How many players we've got in this squad? Because this looks like quite a large squad at first viewing. we have 28 in the squad. This guy here is on loan, but he's out on loan and he's joining a club called Emirates. I mean, he's a decent player. He's 4 stars and he can play on both wings as well. I actually wish we were able to keep him, but anyway, never mind. So yeah, that would take us down to 27 basically. So we have a couple of goalkeepers. We've got centre backs, 3, 4, 5 centre backs. This guy here, Al Sarhan, he is a centre back. He wouldn't really be much use to me as a right back, but he's a centre back, 6'2", so he's got a bit of height about him, I suppose. And then if we have a look at this guy here that can play left, he's actually a left back, and he probably will be better suited as a left back considering he's only 5'10", can't head a ball and can't jump. So yeah, not the best of options for us really, but he is second choice, and he can also do a little bit on the right hand side. He could play in the centre if we absolutely were struggling. So yeah, I'd say altogether he could be a useful little squad player. So what do we say? 3, 4, 5 centre backs. I mean, straight away it's leaning towards a 3 at the back formation, which we are not going to do. In terms of right back, we have this guy here that can also play in a. He can actually do the anchor role to a 3-star standard. He's let's have a little look at him. He's got some decent attributes for the anchor role. I've got to remember the level we're at as well. He is our best option as a ball-winning midfielder. I would like to change that to anchor, not ball-winning midfielder, but okay, fair enough. So he's an option at right back, but also, I mean, I'm kind of looking, he might be our option in the anchor role, to be fair. Who's that? I can't remember who it was. I looked at, it's this guy here, wasn't it? Maloto. We remember him. I doubt it. Then given Wandy, yeah, he's our first choice left back. We can see here with left backs, we've got this guy here. I presume he's a youngster. Yeah, he's in the under 21s. Little bit of potential, but not much. Okay, then if we have a look at central midfielders, we've got this guy here who's a defensive midfielder, can play in the centre of midfield as well. He's not good enough, or not as good as the other options we've got for the anchor role, but he certainly can play an advanced playmaker and a Mazzala. He's got good passing, good technique, good vision. That's always important for them roles. So he's a promising player for us. We don't seem to have a great deal of central midfielders, to be fair, because we've got this guy here that can play in the anchor. Got this guy here that can play the advanced playmaker or Mazzala. Then we have this guy who can also do the advanced playmaker and Mazzala. So I think we found our advanced playmakers and Mazzalas, to be quite fair. And then after that, we go to this guy who again can do, I mean, he prefers to be a deep line playmaker, but he can do an advanced playmaker. He can do a Mazzala. We might have to change some of the roles just to suit these players. Then this guy here plays out on the right-hand side, but that's all he can do is the right-hand side. This guy's going, so as it is at the moment, he's our best winger. He can do the inside forward as well. Then we seem to have quite a lot of players that like to play in attacking roles. And I'm going to have a nightmare trying to say some of these names as well. This guy likes to play in the cam position. He could be an advanced playmaker for us. I mean, he could even be a striker, to be fair. He's got 13 for finishing. Compared to what we've had at Club America, that's actually pretty decent. Then we've got this guy here, Jacobs, who again likes to play in the cam role, can play in the advanced playmaker if needed. He thinks he can be a striker, but he's got to finish in a 10. Then this guy, he's an advanced playmaker as well. He's quite a way down our list, but he does have some potential. He's listed for loan. Might need to take out some of these players that are listed for loan until I know exactly what I want to do with them. And how old is he? 22 years old. Okay. Let's have a look further. I mean, look at all these strikers and attacking midfielder rights that we've got. Wow, we have got a lot of players that want to play as a striker. Right. This guy's on the left-hand side. I mean, he's not great, is he? Let's be real. Kanya Moses is our best option on the left-hand side, apparently. So let's find Kanya Moses. Here he is. he's our best. I mean, he plays up here more. I ain't going to have to be playing a disgusting 4-4-2 type formation, am I? But yeah, he don't seem great as an inside forward, that's for certain. But he does have potential. He's a 5-star potential player. He's 18 years old. He could well, in actual fact, I think what we might do is get him playing as the inside, or training as the inside forward on attack. And hopefully we can get him playing the way we want him to. Okay, so that's their squad. Right, the next big question is the finances. Do we have any money to spend in the wage budget? I mean, to be fair, yes, we do. Once players that are running out of contract leave, we're going to have, what, £24,000 in the wage budget? And I'd imagine for the type of player we sign, that's probably actually quite a bit of money. Like I say, £1.7 million in the transfer budget. One thing I do need to look at actually is what contracts are expiring this season. There's 3. So this guy here will be leaving. I mean, he's got a good bit of acceleration and decent pace about him. He's not listed to move anywhere. I think we might actually try and keep him, you know. Then we've got this guy here, Mohammed Al Sahan, who is 3-star, currently 4-star potential. He's joining Circle Brugge on the 1st of July, so we can't keep him. He will definitely be, and he's going back out from loan. So they're the only players that are going to be leaving. So that would be 3 out of the 28. So that's a 25-man squad. If we're then looking at what we've got on the left-hand side, 'cause that's my main issue. So he's going. We'll have this guy here will still be around, even though he prefers the right. Could do a little bit on the left. Who else have we got? That's the guy that's leaving. Then we've got Mofakeng and Moses. Okay, so we probably can afford to let him go, to be honest. So let's go into the tactic. This is saying wing play, route 1 or Catenaccio. Oh, that's so defensive. I mean, we always go with a vertical tiki-taka, don't we? 4-3-3, vertical tiki-taka. We change this from register to anchor on defend. This one to advanced playmaker on attack. Mazzala support, inside forward. Change this to inside forward as well on support. I think we're doing attack on this side, with this being a wing back on support and then a wing back on attack. We'll probably change these to just central defenders. I don't think they're going to be good enough to be ball playing defenders. And this guy up here, we have an advanced playmaker on attack. So that's how we set up our main formation. I think what I am going to do is let's create a new tactic. I'm going to do a wing play. And I think I don't want a 4-4-2, but I do want a 4-2-4, I think it is. There you go. I think that's the one I'm kind of looking at. Keep them as wingers. Advance forward. Pressing forward. I think we'll go with pressing forward. I don't really play deep lying forwards. We keep one of these as an anchor. And the other one is a deep line playmaker on support. And then we'll go with fullback support, fullback attack. And then we just change that to winger on attack and leave that as winger on support. That will be our second formation. But this is the one that we're going to be primarily training. Let's get set pieces out of the way. I like to do hybrid there. What post do you want players marking? I want them marking the near post. How many players do you like to leave forward? Balanced. How do you prefer the ball to be delivered from attacking set pieces? Near post. How many players do you want to leave back defending? Balanced. How do you want your set pieces to be delivered into the penalty area? In swinger. That is how I set up my set pieces. And then we have it as shared basically. So then what I will do is go into here, make sure we're on corners attack, go in here, create new routine. We've got a near post in swinger, so we'll do a far post in swinger. We change that to more often, that to less often. Okay. And then we'll create another one where we do a short in swing again. So both of the other two are less often, with the near post more often. And then we just leave the rest of it up to the backroom staff, to be quite honest. Right, dynamics as we arrive. Managerial support is average. I mean, you think they'd be absolutely chuffed to have someone like me here. Club atmosphere is average. Team cohesion is good. The hierarchy, no one's going to love me, but hopefully no. Oh, two oppose me. So this guy here, who's another player, Adelberger, he don't like me. Okay, well, you're probably not going to be here very long, to be honest, because you don't play in any of the roles that I want. So let's have a look at this. Let's take you off available for loan, and let's put you as transfer listed. Oh, he's only just signed another contract, and he has no interest in moving on. Right, let's leave him on. We will have him transfer and loan listed, so if anyone wants him, they can come and have him. Who else don't like me? Right, this guy here, Jacobs. I mean, he has got a bit of potential, so maybe we allow him to dislike me for the time being, because he could play as an advanced playmaker as well. He's got some decent attributes for it. So I think we'll leave him be at the moment, and everybody else has no opinion on me, which is fair enough. I've only just arrived. I don't expect them to have an opinion on me. Right, tactic has been set up. Finance has been set up. Let's have a look at the schedule. And, oh, hang on, we've got two friendlies down here. We're playing against the Magic. Who are the Magic? Norway Parks Magic Football Club. They're of South Africa, of the second division. I mean, okay, should be a game we should be able to win fairly easily. And Hanover Park. One of the things I do love about this South African league is you get some wonderful names in here. You really do. They are of the Western Cape Division 2. So there's a lot of Division 2s by the looks of it. So when's their new season usually start? Let's have a look at what happened here. Oh, we played the Magic there as well, beat them 2-0. So the new season usually starts on the 1st of August. So we've got just over a month until we get there. We played 2 league games before we then played a Super 8 quarter-final against the Kaiser Chiefs. Then you had we won't be playing in these preliminary rounds for the Champions League because we're not in it. But then you go all the way down here until you have the South African Knockout Cup. I mean, we've got Kaiser Chiefs in both cup competitions. That seems a little bit unfair, really. We lost in both of them. So, okay, again, the Champions League ones we won't need to worry about. The South African Cup starts in March. Yeah, the first round, the second. So is this where they just play a whole cup all in one go or something? But, okay, so 1st of August is when we start. Right. Let's have a look at the league rules and familiarise ourselves with that. Okay, so this is the South African Premier Soccer League from this current season that's just ended. And we finished 5th. So the top 3 qualified, or top 2 definitely qualified for Europe. I think 3rd qualified for the preliminary or playoffs or whatever. If we have a look at what else there is. So we had the national first. The South African Knockout Cup was won by the Orlando Pirates. They beat SuperSport United in the final. Then you had the South Africa, so that was the South African Knockout Cup. Then you have the South African FA Cup, which was won by Ahmad Tooks on penalties, beating the Orlando Pirates. Then you've got the Super 8 Cup, which was won by the Kaiser Chiefs. Anything else? Oh, don't know what this is. Oh, this is the Under-21s League. That's okay. Don't need to worry about that. Right, let's go back then to the Soccer League. Playoff Mini League. Chippa, Shakuma and City Rovers. I think that might be a playoff for relegation, to be quite honest. It's nothing to do with up here. Right, so Cape Town Spurs must be some sort of rival to us. We'll have a look at the rivalries in a moment. But we did win this the previous season, to be fair. So we have got history in this league. So Sundowns are the champions. Orlando Pirates came 2nd. Cape Town Spurs came 3rd. SuperSport United 4th. We came 5th. Kaiser Chiefs all the way down in 9th. That's got to be poor for them. So then you've got periods. First period. So in the first period, we finished 2nd. 8 games played, 17 points. In the second period, we played 7 games, got 9 points. So we didn't do very well in the second period. I'm assuming this adds up as you go along. So what did we get in the first period? So we got 17. Then we got 9, so that's 26. Then in the third period, we finished top in the third period, 46. So did we only get 5 points in the fourth period? Oh, wow, we were like relegation form. So, yeah, so it's broken up into 4 periods, and each period is added together on the league table, and that's where we got to 5th. So, basically, just be consistent is what it's saying. Then you've got the playoff mini-league. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, no, I don't know what I'm looking at here. They've played 4 games, so they've played each other twice. It must be some, yeah, because it's the same sort of, wrong one. Yeah, it must be a playoff for relegation. Right, let's have a look at the actual rules of the table. So, yeah, you have the first period, the second period, the third period, the fourth period, which leads into the South African Premiership, and then you have the playoff mini-league at the end. So if we click on the actual South African Premiership, so first and second gets you a place in the African Champions League preliminary round. Third will get you into the African Confederations Cup. And fourth depends on the winner of the South African FA Cup. Okay, so basically we need to finish the top 2. First or second is what we need to finish this season in order to get a tiny amount of prize money, but more importantly, qualification for the African Champions League. Right, let's have a look over here then. So 3 points for a win, 1 draw. 16 teams, play each team twice. That's 30 games. That's all fair enough and quite self-explanatory. Eligibility rules. Players cannot play competitive matches for more than 2. Yeah, that's pretty similar. TV contract length, disciplinary. So 1 match ban after 4 yellow cards. 1 match ban after the next 4 yellow cards. 3 match ban after the next. So if you get 12 yellow cards, then you get a 3 match ban, and then it goes up by 1 for each instalment of 4 yellow cards. Additional match ban for every additional 4 yellow cards. Okay, so it is more than 3 matches then. And that one would be a 2 match ban for your second offence. Right, let's have a look at transfer width. So maximum of 5 foreign players. We need to work out what foreign players are considered. Maximum squad size of 99. I love that. It's like the Bundesliga. Just have everybody from your main team to your under 21s and whatever else all registered. You can use anyone there. Players can be registered between the 1st of July and the 22nd of September. Players can be registered between the 1st of January and so basically it's the same as the European Champions Leagues, effectively slightly longer in fact for the main one. Transfer window is the 1st of July to the 22nd of September. Yep, okay. And then it's all of January. So transfer window opens in a couple of days' time, or tomorrow basically. And then it closed on the 22nd of September. And then we have January. We can also make transfers. That is fine. Work permit rules are work permit rules. Terracing is not permitted in stadiums. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Right, so transfer window is about to open. We're about to have a few players leave, which will then give us a squad of 25. We can have a squad of 29, so it don't really matter if we bring in more players. Let's have a look at who we've got from an ability perspective. So this guy here, Michael Mizzi, I mean, he's got to be a striker, hasn't he? He prefers to be a poacher, can do an inside forward. So we'll bung him down as our inside forward. This guy's leaving. Then you got this one here. He could be an advanced playmaker. What can he do back here? Not much of what we want him to do back there. So we put him as our advanced playmaker for now. Then this guy's got that's got 5-star potential. Can play on the right or up top. He wants to be a striker as an advanced forward. This is where I'm kind of thinking the 4-2-4 might come into things but let's put him as the inside forward for now. If things don't work out, we can always change it. Then we have this guy as a centre back. Some decent current and potential ability. Very decent physicals, actually. And he can use, but he's 6'4". 6'4". And he can use both feet as well. He is their best centre back. He prefers the right, so we'll give him, for the time being, we'll give him the right-hand side and try and play him in his best position. Does he prefer centre-back? He prefers to be I'm not doing no nonsense, no. Sorry, but that's not happening. We'll play him as a centre-back. It'll be 3 stars for now. Then we have this guy here. He's the one that we want in our anchor role, isn't he? So let's put him straight away in our anchor. Then we have Pogliso and Kobo. See, he wants to play on the right again. He might not get a place on our bench, to be honest. I mean, he will because of him being good. But then Unwanted, something like that. Again, very decent physicals. He's a left back. So, yeah, we'll slot him in on the left-hand side. He's on support. Might end up having to change them over and putting him on attack and whatever else. Then this guy's another centre-back. So we have a couple of decent centres. 6'5". Oh, my word, he's 6'5". He can play on the left-hand side. He prefers the right, but he can play on the left-hand side. What's his role? Oh, he's a left-back. Did I just say? Yeah. Wrong player. There you go. This is the one I was looking at. Central defender. Yep, that's great. We'll put him as a left-sided centre-back. So we're getting most of our squad at a very decent standard. Kanya Moses... Is he the one that I've just done the training for? Yes, it is. Right, so let's put him down as our inside forward on the left. Then we've got another 5-star player here. Mofo Keng. Yep. He can do the Mazzala. Let's get him training on the Mazzala role as well. So midfield centre, Mazzala on support. There you go. And... is it him? I'm losing track of who I'm allocating roles to here. Right, yeah, there you go. So we put him as the Mazzala. Who's our best goalkeeper? This guy's our best goalkeeper, so he'll just slot in goal. All we have left is the defensive right position, which, if this is this guy, he's 6'2", so he can't do attack. There's absolutely no way that he can do attack. And there's not really anybody else. So we are short on the right-hand side, without a doubt. So, where's he gone? Sirhan, was this the guy? Yep, that was him. Right, so Sirhan, for now, is on the right-hand side. We'll go in here. We'll change that to wing-back support, inside forward attack, and then we'll change this to wing-back attack, and inside forward support. Right, so that is our team at the moment. I don't mind it, to be fair. The star ratings don't look overly enthusiastic, but yeah. What I am kind of looking at from this, though, is we need someone on the right-hand side. If we can get a goalkeeper, that would be great as well. So then the next one we'd look at, this is how I kind of plan my squad. So this is our backup goalkeeper, 2 stars. I don't mind that as a backup goalkeeper. Then our defence. So the best defence we've got, this guy here is a solid 3 stars, 28 years old, can use both feet. So he can definitely come on and be our support centre-back. We've then got this guy here who can do a little bit on the right-hand side as well. So we'll bring him in there as number 2. Outside of that, we don't really have anything else for centre-back. So we need at least 1 right-back and we need at least 1 centre-back. We'll have a look at our dev centre in a moment and see what we've got in there, of course. Then we have these players here. Who are the ones... Go away. Who are the ones that... So he's leaving. Oh, he's leaving. So there's no point having him on it. So let's remove him from position there. Yeah, he's joining Circle Brugge, so he's definitely is going. And he's off as well. And we're happy for him to go because we don't need him. So in actual fact, we need 2 right-backs and a centre-back before we do anything else this season. Right, okay. This guy here can do the advanced playmaker Mazzala. So what's this guy like? He's apparently a third choice for the Mazzala role. He's a better option for Mazzala and advanced playmaker coverage, so he can pop in there. This guy's leaving, this guy's leaving. Then we've got this one here, Avawi Ndevu. Yep, I'm certain that's pronounced correctly. He can be a backup striker. I mean, what's he done in the past? Not a great deal. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go through the rest of this, have a look at what we've got, what we need to get rid of, and I'll come back to you on the tactics screen. Okay, so looking at our squad view here on the tactics screen, we need a first choice right back, we need a backup right back. If possible, I'd like someone that can do right and left, because I do like flexibility. We've then got one centre back that's needed as well. We also need at least one more defensive midfielder. In an ideal world, I'd like to have two. We've got our two backup central midfielders for the Mazzala and advanced playmaker roles sorted. This guy here can also do the central midfield as well. It's very handy because he can do a number of roles. He's a bit older than what I'd like, 31 years old, but he can do in here and he can do right or left as well. Then we got this guy here who's 2.5 star, 5-star potential, wants to be an advanced forward. We're training him as an inside forward on the right hand side, but he can essentially do both roles for us. And then we've got Fernando Benjamin, that is our next in line striker. If we scroll down, we've also got this guy here, Jacobs, that wants to be a striker. We've got him as like a backup to the backup, but he can also do the advanced playmaker Mazzala in midfield as well. So yeah, I'm going to dip into the transfer market, try and find a couple of right backs that maybe can even do left back, a centre back and a defensive midfielder, and anything else we get will be bonuses after that. We have gone into have a look at our staffing. We're pretty poor for staffing, to be honest. What I don't understand as well is it doesn't list up here assistant managers, but when we go down here, we actually have 2 assistant managers. So the assistant managers actually form 2 of the coaches that we've got. So we've gone out for a goalkeeping coach and a fitness coach. We'll have a look at what else we need once we get them in. We've gone out for director of football, technical director, a few scouts, a couple of recruitment analysts and a loan manager. We've also gone out for the head performance and performance analyst. And we put out for a head of sports science and a physio. So hopefully we can get this staffing. You know what I'm like with my staffing. I like it to be the best in league. So hopefully we can get somewhere close to that. And we'll have a good idea from the job adverts as to what level we're looking at in terms of, like with our sports scientists, for example. I've got this guy here, Lee Miles, who is a 10 for sports science. And then we've got this guy here, Wolfarth, who's a 15 for sports science. I don't know if he's an anomaly or whether we can get someone that's a 15 normally. So we'll have a look at that. Right, let's have a look at the dev centre and see what we've got in here. We've got a few. So we've got average, reserve, under 21 and under 19. So let's have a look at our reserve squad. Have a look at potential players. I mean, the best ability is 2-star. We've got this guy here that can play on the right-hand side. Let's have a look at his training. We don't want him as a winger. We want him as an inside forward on that right-hand side. So let's... I forget what we have him down as now. I think we've got the left-hand side. We do attack, I think it is. And then I've also sort of gone into my staff responsibilities because they weren't set up either. Right, this guy here wants to be a striker. Yep, let's leave him with that. And Somi, something like that. Everyone wants to be a striker or an advanced or a right-sided winger or a cam. This is very problematic for me. Right, we can probably train him up as an advanced playmaker. Not there though. Where are we? In the central midfield, advanced playmaker on attack. There you go. Sort him out for that one. Mabaso is a young goalkeeper. I don't think he's ever really going to make it, to be quite honest. We'll leave the rest of those they are. Let's have a look at the under 21s. We've got a 5-star. Again, it's another wannabe Cam. We're training him up as a Mazzara if he's not already being trained on that. No, he's not. So let's get him trained as a Mazzara on support. Because there's certainly players with high potential here. We can make. Oh, we've got a left-sided one here. Ngidi, not Ndidi, but Ngidi. 17 years old, 3 to 4 star potential. Let's get him trained up as an inside forward on the left. We don't want him as a winger. Inside forward, that will be on support. Lovely stuff. We have a right-sided defender here, can play centre-back, 6'5" again. We have got some tall boys in this team, I'll tell you that much. Can play on the right. I mean, his crossing is 0, so he's not going to make much of a wing-back, is he? But we could certainly use him as a centre-back. I don't think he's not good enough for the first team. There's no doubt about that. But not just yet. Anyway, let's get him as a central defender on defend. Get him trained up on that. And what is he? He's 18 years old. So we'll check back and have a little look at him. Another striker. Another right-sided winger, inside forward, whatever. This guy here wants to play on the left. We'll train him as an inside forward. I don't think he's already been trained for that anyway. Yes, I don't think he's ever going to really make anything. So, yeah, there's a few hopefuls there. Then we have a look at our under-19 squad. Not a great deal in here, I must admit. What do we have? We have a potential right-sided. I mean, could we train him to be an anchor? Let's train him anyway, just see what happens with it. Because you never know. Stranger things have happened in life. There you go. Training him up. He is 16 years old, so he's got time to grow into the role. So, yeah, not really a great deal in our dev centre for now, but we may well pop in here later on. Let's just quickly, these are where all the job adverts have been put out, basically. So, yeah, I'm going to have... Oh, we've got players that are currently unhappy. Who's this guy? Wants initially agreed playing time. Jacobs. Where have we got you listed on our squad view, Mr. Jacobs? Jacobs. Okay, you're probably not going to get your agreed playing time, but... So he wants to be a squad player. And then this guy here, worried about the lack of sufficient quality and depth. Where? It doesn't tell me what position you're worried about there. Hopefully we'll resolve that as time goes on. Right, I'm going to have a look around at the transfer market and I'll bring you back when I've got a bit more news. Right, just a quick update for you. Things are not going well. Everyone wants to leave. I'm turning offers down and everyone's getting unhappy because I'm not allowing them to leave. And I'm going to end up with no players at this rate. Anyway, we have signed a few players. Only Tobias Adelberger has left at the moment. He's gone out on loan to Polokwane City. We've bought in 4 players. First one was Lindo Radaby. He is in from Golden Arrows for £200,000. He's going to be a first choice right back for us. Can play on the left hand side as well. Can do a little bit of crossing, which is very hard to find. Let me tell you that for nothing. But yeah, he was the first one in. He's in as a squad player, but at the moment, at least, will be a first choice regular. Sizwe Swane from Uppington City for £75,000. He's in as a fringe player, can play in the anchor role in midfield. He can also do a little bit as an advanced playmaker, a little bit further forward. He's a good little squad option for us. Joshua Koza has come in from Sakuma for £110,000. Centre-back, can play right-back. He's not great, to be honest. He's 6'1". He can't head a ball. Got a little bit of jumping reach, can do a little bit of marking and tackling. And yeah, he's an option. He's another squad player, basically. And the final one is Utumeleng Kekana, from Golden Arrows for £175,000. Basically, I bought him in because he can play in the central midfield as an advanced playmaker. He can also do the defensive midfield role here as an anchor to a 2.5 star standard. And if we need him, he can play on the right-hand side as well. He's a very useful, intelligent enganche. I've never used an enganche in all my years of playing Football Manager, but he is an option. In terms of dynamics, we've got Jacobs wants to go out on loan to help secure a permanent move. I'm hoping to give him a bit of first team football to make him feel a bit better about himself. Michael McKizzy was disappointed not to be able to join our Etifak. They've since come in and matched his minimum fee release clause of £375,000, which feels like a lot of money for this club. So I won't have any choice in him. He's going to be going. He is currently our first choice striker. So I need to find somebody else to be a first choice striker, basically. Sally wants to leave, disappointed not to be able to join Orlando Pirates. Mayambella, disappointed not to be able to join Velez. And this guy here as well, disappointed not to be able to join Swallows. This one here, I will be glad to see him go because he's actually got 8 people on his side. When they came to me as part of a squad meeting, they weren't happy that I didn't allow him to leave. I don't understand how a club can be unhappy that you've not let their best player leave the football club. But that is what it is. We have had a few staff come in. We are starting to get there a little bit. We've only got a couple of weeks until our first game of the season. Our first team is currently maxed out now that we've got Radaby. But, you know, if a first choice right back comes in that's better than him, I will go for it, obviously. We're still looking for centre back, but they're so hard to come by. What I'm considering doing is going into our under 21s. And we've got this guy here, Butamelo Kiani, who's 2-star current ability with 3.5 to 4.5 star potential. He can do a little bit of heading. He's 6'5", 14 for jumping reach, 12 for heading, a little bit of tackling he can do. Reasonable left foot, very strong right foot. He's probably going to be the best option we have as a fourth choice centre back, and kind of in a position here that we was in with Club America, in the fact that when we look in the transfer market, there's not a great deal out there that is potentially going to be better than what we've already got. If we have a look in our under-19s for centre-backs, we actually don't have a centre-back in here. This is meant to be a strong squad. There's not a great deal here. We could have brought Nelson Fredericks through as the anchor in midfield, but he would only be about 1 star in that role anyway. So, yeah, I'll continue to look. I'll continue to bring in staff and try and get that sorted out. And I'll be back to you before the first 2 games of the season. I don't think we've had our schedule come through yet. No, this is still last season. We've got a couple of friendlies lined up for this one. So, yeah, nothing else to report at the moment. Okay, so this I don't understand. We've put in an offer for Emmanuel Frimpong. He's a right back, likely to be first choice right back as well, an improvement on what we've got anyway. And it's the 19th of July in game. He's got to wait for a work permit, but it's going to take until the 18th of August, which is like nearly 3 weeks into our new season. I don't know how it takes a month to get a work permit sorted out. I really don't. Usually it takes a couple of weeks. But if we have a quick look at him, just so you know what we're buying, basically, he's got some very decent physicals. We've not got full scouting knowledge, but he's 3 to 3.5 star current ability player. He looks like he could be fairly decent for us as a right back. Got a bit of crossing in him as well. He would be above what is already. Meloto is our anchor in midfield, so don't include him in that, but he is better apparently than Radaby. Either way, we've got a bit of strength in depth on the right-hand side. He will slot in, presumably just up here. And the quest still goes on for another centre-back. I still can't find them. I am also looking out for a new goalkeeper because we've had numerous offers come in for this guy. We're not going to keep being able to bat it away for much longer. We've sorted out our staffing. We are best in class at everything. We've actually got 1 sports scientist more than what we're allowed, but until they tell me I've got to get rid of one, then I won't. I'll just keep it as it is. We have still got room for 1 more coach, but as you can see, we don't really need it, so we'll just keep it in the bank for the time being. But yeah, best in class for staffing. In terms of finances, 1.3 million still in the transfer budget. We've got like nearly £11,000 spare in the wage budget. If we have a look at the transfer side of things, Daniel Mayambella has gone to Chipper United on loan, and Ernest Goldston has gone to Golden Arrows for raising to £25,000. He's a youngster that we were never really going to do a great deal with. 1.5 current ability, probably only 2-star potential ability. Just thought might as well get a bit of money for him while we can. And then obviously the players back here you already know about. I presume, yeah, you do know about Kakana, and Adelberg you knew about anyway. So yeah, the next time you'll see me will probably be just before the first game of the season. What did baffle me is I've got an email come through as well saying that we're 1 year ahead of schedule for qualifying for the latter stages of the Champions League. And I was like, well, we're not in the Champions League. How have we managed to do that? But this was all from last season. So competition finished on the 24th of the 5th, but it's still in there for some reason. But yeah, we'll be in the South African Premier Soccer League, the South African Knockout Cup, where they want us to get to the quarterfinals. The South African Cup is the quarterfinals, and the South African Super 8 Cup B competitive. Kind of feels like that's the less important, and these two are more important. And qualify for the African Confederations Cup for the league. So yeah, I'll see you just before the start of the new season. So I found this quite interesting. It's the expectations email you get from the board about what the board and the supporters expect from your next game. And they expect us to draw our home game against Amatux. So yeah, okay, I thought we would be expected to win it, but not according to them. If we have a look at our schedule, I hate this schedule. We have Amatux and Amazulu first. Then we have Supersport United in the Super 8 quarter-final away from home. Then we have Pretoria, Callies, Golden Arrows and Swallows. Swallows, I know, are a good team. We have Orlando Pirates and Sundowns back-to-back here. If we have a look at the season preview, oh, wrong one. We are expected to finish third. We want to be top two, really. Top four we might get away with, but we want to be top two, really. Amazulu are expected to finish sixth. Amatux are expected to finish ninth, which is basically bottom half of the table. Anyone from ninth down is the bottom half. We then have the likes of Pretoria, Callies, Golden Arrows. Can't remember who else is on the schedule now. Pretoria, Golden Arrows, and then Swallows, of course. And Swallows, where are they expected to be? Eighth. So we've got a reasonable start to the season when you actually have a look at the schedule. So I'm fairly confident about it. What we'll do is we'll come back tomorrow for Amatux and Amazulu, a home game and an away game. I'll probably skip the Super 8 quarter. If we get to the final of this, I'll probably bring you that, but it don't seem overly important. In terms of transfer news, we have had some players leave. Michael McKizzy, as we said, has gone to Al Ettifaq for $375,000, and Modise has gone to Orlando Pirates for $120,000 as well. We've had a couple of players go out on loan, but because they're under 21s and whatever else, they don't feature in this list. We are, of course, still waiting on the news of, where's he gone? We want the ins. On Emmanuel Frimpong from Asante Kotoko. He's during the work permit stage at the moment, so he should be coming in fairly soon. And we've also got a job offer there for a reserves performance analyst, which isn't really of any importance to you. Sifo Roman has come in, though, as a centre-back. Bought him in from Supersport United for £145,000. He's listed here as their third best centre-back. Bearing in mind he has got a bit more potential than Ianda here. I'm going to struggle with these names. I'm going to be quite honest with you now. He looks a really good option. If we have a look at how our team is looking ready for the first game of the season, our goalkeeper, Momanzulu, I do think he's going to be going. I have valued him at £450,000. The highest offer we've had at the moment is, I think, £225,000, so half of that. But the transfer window is open until towards the end of September, so we probably are going to lose him. We are keeping an eye in the scouting centre for anyone that might be better than him, but there's not a great deal available in here. There are other players. This guy here, I did have my eyes on him as a left-sided inside forward. He's out for a couple of weeks at the moment with an injury. Plays for Swallows. Looks fairly decent. Could bring him in as an inside forward. I'm undecided at the moment, but I am keeping tabs on his situation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got something here about what's going on. What do we need to give attention to? This guy here, no, we're not accepting them because they're not the actual value. And yeah, we will be back tomorrow for the first two games of the season in the South African Premiership with Cape Town City Football Club. Hope you've enjoyed this probably longer than usual introduction to the club. Kind of a transfer special as well. And I'll see you tomorrow for the first two games of the season. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.